Good afternoon, everybody here in the Illinois Valley, and I know in other places. I am back to do some more, bunch of more paintings in plein air and live stream them for you to watch me draw this and more. And so glad to see everybody. I'm glad to be back. Summer seems to have gotten to halfway almost, and we're gonna get as many of these done as we can and have some fun with it. So welcome. Grab a refreshment and or kick off your shoes and enjoy. The first thing I'm going to do as usual is draw my line so that I know where I'm going to go. And I kind of already anchored some pre-lines and little marks that I'm going to do. So if you can look at the picture that I'm showing you, I'm going to bring in this tree and use this tree to crop that side. And then on this side, we're going to crop it with that bush. And then in the corner, we have some daylilies here that are going to come in right to the corner of the picture. And that's going to crop that. And I'm hoping to get it all nicely in to get a little bit of that peak up there and the chimney, but we'll see. Those are pretty far up there, and I have to do a little bit of skewing. So, and what that is, I'm just changing proportions just slightly enough where, you know, I can fit everything in. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my horizon. I'm going to look down the street. By the way, I'm here, right here in Spring Valley, and I am a block away from my studio, and these are my neighbors and friends and business associates too. So and I appreciate them and the commission to do their this beautiful home. And so I'm gonna get my horizon here, come across, and it's right at the almost at the bottom of the windows, which works really good. So I got that to anchor my horizon. Okay, so and we're going low here, so that horizon is going to be a very small portion of this down here. Okay, so meaning my windows are going to be here, the yard's going to be here. I'm going to start it, I figure maybe I'll move it up just a little bit right there. That way I got windows, I got room for the lower part of the house, and let's see here. So I gotta fix some audio things. I just realized. Okay. So we'll see if that improves my audio. And okay. I was getting a little bit of an echo there, so should be a lot better now. Okay, I got my horizon, and then now I'm gonna put in the house, and then I'm not really gonna do too much. It's just a line for the tree right there. I'm leaving that way, and then I'm just gonna bump in an oval in the bottom of the tree. That's it for that. So like I said before, I put some anchors in for the ends of the house of where it's gonna fit. And then now I'm gonna start to put in, like, try to put in where I think that comes down there and then comes over to this. It's an interesting corner. Like, the whole other side of the house is like an octagon shape. It's got, I forget the name of that shape. If anybody remembers, they can post it. Anyway, I've always loved this, the way it looks, because of the balcony and the door upstairs on that balcony, and the look of it, it almost looks kind of a little bit like a castle. That's what I got to contend with. So I'm going to stop right around here, because that's around the center of my painting almost. You know, isn't it? No, center's there, so it's kind of a little bit over from the center. So that's where I'm going to stop that, and then it protrudes out. So then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that balcony up there, and then I'm going to bring it straight down, because there's a column that corners that balcony. You can't see it because of the tree, but there's that, and then I'm from this, where they cross right here, right there, I'm going to go all the way to the corner of the house, and there you have it. So now I've got a good base started. I can go ahead and pretend these look perfect, but they won't. This is not an accurate, it's all freehand, so there's no perfection. I mean, if I spend maybe 25 hours on it or something like that, maybe I could get it that way, but no. There's enough in my skill set that I can kind of put the things in there and not worry too much about the details that you won't see. They're secondary details, things that you won't be able to decipher. So now that I have my height here, I marked it. I don't know why I did it there, but it seems to be okay right to where I'm trying to go, in the middle of the overall canvas. So I'm right in the middle, and then I'm gonna go down. Ooh, not that much. I'm gonna go down and over, more over and a little down. And then there we go. And then put the end of the house over there on the right side. And then I'm going to get my trusty measuring stick, and I'm going to stretch my arm full length so that it's consistent, and it's about half of the side. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go halvesies. Yeah, that's about right. All right. My eyes do not deceive me, I think. I'm not say that out too loud, because the painting is not over. Just put that out there. It's a beautiful day today. I'm kind of in the shade. I don't know what the temperature is, but it is pretty nice. Right where I stand, nice soft grass. By the way, Nora, this grass is amazing. So I wish I had grass like that. I like my grass nonetheless. I like to cut it, take care of it. Okay, I'm still working on that center column because I think I had it in the wrong place. Minor adjustment there. Getting a little crazy with my marks. I'll stop doing that. All right, so I'm happy with that right there. I'm happy with that. And now I'm gonna put this. There's a fence, and I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. Anyway, from where I stand, the tree's in the way of the end of the fence, and I want to put the end of the fence there. So I'm going to take some liberties here and move the tree over, which I already did where it's at. So, and then I'm going to take and draw and then put in the fence, because that way, that fence is like right directly going that way. So I can go backwards and put some little there and there, and there we have our fence in the background. And then our house will go up, and then about a third of the way down, you have where it's called soffit, and it's overhang on the peak on this roundish or curved corner of the house. But that's where I marked that overhang coming. So then I'm going to try and take the side here where I marked it and go straight up, because that's the side of the house right here. That chimney is behind the soffit and the roof. It's in the back. So that is a good thing to have there, and then I just have to put that in there, and then bring the other one around, and then bring the line up from the other side, the second corner of that portion of the house, and it's pretty close. I can feel it's feels good. I think this needs to come back over, like over this, over to the left. So I'm gonna mark that there, and then there, and then there's another window that takes it down, and there you have that, and that's perfect because that's where my soffit's gonna be for this roof. So pretty happy with that. Now I just got to get some of this peak in. Might not be as tall as I'd like it, but yeah, I think it's gonna work actually. All right, so I like them bananas. All right, so I'm gonna take that chimney. I can't really see behind any of this because the tree's right in the way. I am gonna put that brown color back there, but then when I paint the trees, that'll kind of work because there's no details to paint, and there's no sense in painting them when they're all gonna get covered. So I'm going to finish this chimney, go straight up, and the chimney's a little lower than that. Yep, and then we're gonna go there. Well, actually, I'm not gonna do that chimney, I think. I'm not gonna do it until I paint the sky, because I got sky to paint, and the sky goes all the way down to here. There are some details way in the background, like the house windows way in the alley, but I'll paint those in, just like I'm gonna do most of this right here. And then, but the next thing I'm gonna do now is there, behind the tree, there's a dormer. A dormer is a window, or like a little roof that comes out from one side of the raked roof, and then there's a little void in there where they put a window. They were used for venting the attic, and then attic space and light into the attics and stuff like that. But I'm gonna kind of put it in, but again, the tree covers most of it. I'm gonna draw it in there so you guys can see, because the house, the roof is a peak, and then there's this, I forget what they call it. It's a little, like little mini gate or a little mini fence around it. It's kind of decorative at the top of the house, and that is actually not, you can't see it. So I might just make this tree smaller so I can get some of that detail in, but we'll see. And then there goes this rake up to that, and then I'll put that little thing up there because that's what that looks like. And then there's the dormer. There's a door. There's a door right there. Okay, and then that gets put in there. And there you have that. Alrighty, that looks good. Mark that, finalize that, put that in there, put that one window there, and then I'm gonna start making columns here. I got a column there, make that smaller. And then I got another column. Okay. think I gotta move that column a little bit over. There we go. And then now there's another one, because that front door is a little bigger, so the other one goes right underneath that window. And then there's one on the end. Okay. And then there's I'm not going to do any of those details because I'm just going to mark where that thing starts. Okay. And then where windows start, and then there we go. There's that window. Oopsies. There's that window, and then that one. And then a little bit higher. And then the windows upstairs. Okay, and then the door. There's this little porch here that comes out. And there's a bunch of shrubs here, window there. I'm gonna make that top part a little bit shorter. There we go. Put those windows and that door kind of right in the same frame. And that one has 3 panes of glass. So I got to make sure I illustrate that. And this one has 2 panes. And then of course you have the door, and then you have these side lights that are still there. I got voids right there for it. And then now I'm going to do that little porch that comes out from the and then I'm going to bring that down, because that porch goes right to there. It's a pretty low, not a lot of steps. And then there's that. And that. And it goes up a little bit. And then there's 3 on that side, 3 little rail steps. I don't know what you would call those. I know they have names. Sure they do. I think these need to be a little bit higher. It's right beneath the window, so that would make sense. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to kind of clean that up a little bit. I kind of can still see it and where they got to go. And this one as well needs to come up, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out. And then while I wait for that to dry, I'm going to go ahead and put in some of the dirt in the grounds area. And it goes down like that. And then I can go ahead and add that right and then the peak of that goes right here, so I can just boom, and then I can alright, so those details for that will go in there, and I'm just gonna bring the other side, which goes to the center of that. Alrighty. And like I said before, those pillars, those thin pillars, there's no reason for me to put them in there. And the reason why is because it's so, there's so little. It's easier just to paint them in freehand at the end of it and not draw little things, because the more chalk you put on here, the dirtier it gets, and then it, you know, it does affect your paint a little bit. But I don't like having to waste the drawing time, rather just to paint it in when I'm needing to paint them in. So I'm gonna let that dry again here. Okay, I think that I have some issues here that I don't like. I think that was in the wrong place. And I think now I like it better. Alrighty. So now I'm going to go ahead and put that door back in, and then I'm going to lift up that first step behind the bushes that you can see. It's at the level of the windows. So then it goes down, and then it has these 3 really short steps. Go down, and then the steps. It's got 4 steps I can count. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then there you have it. So okay, I think I like that. So the one of the things about this house is that this part protrudes out right in the front, and in the back it gets a little bit smaller, and it's the size of this house, which is hidden by this, the corner of this house is actually hidden by this part of the house here, this octagonal shaped one. I think it's, hopefully I'm not saying it wrong, but yeah, that. So it's all good though, because, you know, those are things that I'm noticing as I go. And then once I get it fixed though, it's nice because I can move on some things. So I'm ready to paint. I'm ready to go at it, because I think it's the drawing is as far as I want to be taking it. So one more thing here. This overall is going to have to be higher. There we go. Yes. Okay. Lovely. So I'm going to take a drink of water, and give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay. The palette. My paint's got a little lazy there. They haven't seen me in a while. Go figure. Okay. So let me get some white. Because the sky is very light today. Of course, it's usually light, so I always use a lot of white. And get my blues in here with a touch of some yellow. All right, so when I look at the sky, it's pretty light, and it's fluffy clouds. There's overcast mixed with it, and so it's going to be on that range of the very light. So I'm going to be careful here how much color I put into my overall mixture. So I want to start where I don't have to go backwards and add more white. So I added just a little bit of blue to my overall white just to see where I'm at. And I get it. I don't get it exact. There's artists out there that can get their colors pretty exact to the moment that they were painting that sky, but who's checking? And it doesn't matter that much. You just got to keep adding the right colors in the right amounts. So, and then to keep it warm for a summer sky, I add yellow. I want to, you know, it's bright, it's sunny, and it doesn't. It just gives it this more real, because there is yellow in the sky, just so you can comprehend that, but it helps make it look a little bit more natural. It takes the blue out of the blue in a way, because some of it can get a little electric, unnatural blue. Okay, so here's where the yellow comes in. And I don't know if you can see it, but I'm holding it up there. You can see the difference maybe there. And if you put just enough, it doesn't, oops. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I'm going to throw some ultramarine to cool it off a little bit. Oh, that's better. I might have got it a little too warm, but I didn't have to go backwards that far. Ultramarine kind of cools things off. The phthalo has some green in it, so you just got to be careful when you're using that one. So we're trying out these canvases here because I usually do these on board, and we're trying these out. These are stretch canvases. And it bounces a lot, so there's a lot of movement in the canvas itself. It doesn't affect what I end up with, because it's usually whatever I end up with, but it does, sometimes I can't push too hard, and it's a different effect. Like if I'm pushing hard with this brush on a board, that paint is getting scooped away, but because the canvas is giving, can't scrape as much of it away. I'm not really scraping, I'm just thinning out and evening it up so it's smooth. I don't like a lot of paint texture on my paintings, you know, where you leave little lumps and stuff like that. Not unless I'm purposely painting like a palette knife painting where the paint's really thick, and I hope to do those. I hope to do some just for fun, and but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so I'm getting my sky here. I'm gonna quickly do this side of the house. And that chimney got painted over. You can recall where I said I am not going to paint that because it's too much to paint around, and I didn't, you know, it's just one little thing that I don't have to, well, it changes the texture. Like if I'm painting like this, I have to go around that too, but if I don't have anything to go around, then it makes that whole layer of paint nice and smooth. And one thing about painting around things, once you get it painted, if you start right at the object, the line, and you paint away and lift, you can get a smooth edge around it. Some people like to paint around and then they get this little paint edge, little texture. That's how to get rid of that there, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this a little bit lower just because I see some lights peeking through the trees over here. Then I'm going to go hit the side here, so it's underneath. And there's my sky. And then there's this, the matter of the this portion past the canvas holder here. I like to get that taken care of ahead of time. So, all right, so I think my sky's in. A little bit more there. I think for the most part it's in, and I don't have to hit it. Right here is where I want to smooth this out. It's already dried. It's really nice. It dries really fast. Out here in this weather, it is very nice. Okay, done. And wash that. Pull out another palette. And we're gonna go for these browns of the brick. I'm gonna throw all that brown in really fast. I mean, because it's you'll see it's not, I'm not gonna put a whole lot of brick texture, but it's gonna look like that color. It's gonna be textury. I am gonna put a texture that simulates brick, and then we'll also make that color up there on the roof, get that in there, and then we'll be going to town, man, at that point. For those of you just coming in on it, welcome. I'm happy that people are watching, and if you are, because I can't even see the Facebook page because I'm busy. So, welcome and hello to those that said hello. And if you're driving by, honk the horn. And so this color requires quite a bit of white, so we gotta prep that. And this brown is on the red side, yellow and the red side of browns, which is the warm side. We're going to go ahead and put some black on here too. Hi.
Paint again, huh?
So I had to mix that black because that black settled in my cup. It wasn't together. So now it's together. And I'm gonna go ahead and start making that roof color really quick. I'm going right at it. I'm not gonna mix any words here. I don't need much of it. Almost there. Okay, I think that did it. And then this is the sun's hitting this one over here. So I'm going to grab a different brush here. It's a little bit nicer shape. Okay, and I'm gonna hit this one time. And then it's gonna have some highlights from the sun, which are a little bit more yellow. And then I'm going to highlight that from the sun a little bit more. And then I'm going to put a little bit of shadow color right on this other side here. Changes things a little bit. And then I'll have just enough to finish this right here. And then I think I need to go across right to there. And then there you go. Okay, so now there's the actual the trim is like a cream color, like an almond color, and this is perfect right here to make that. All I got to do is add white to it and some yellow, of course, to keep the color rich. Or not rich, but in the same neighborhood. And then so got to dull it up, believe it or not, for some black. So it's that color. Gonna do the soffit here, soffit there. Alright, that went in fairly quick. Now I need to do the side of this little thing here. And then the front of it, because it's like a dark brown shingle color of the roof. Then put the window. Alrighty, and then the front of that is also shingle color. And then I'm gonna go ahead and paint that front of that dormer right there. Get that coming. Voila! Now I'm definitely needing to put a little shadow there, so I'm gonna there you go. And then that's gonna be a little darker underneath, and then that's gonna be a little darker underneath. Bring that down a little bit. Okay, we got that. And I think this needs to come out a little bit more. Alright, so now I'm going to work on that brick color, which is very orangish. So that will require a little bit extra yellow in the color. Hey! So I think I'm getting the color pretty close. Orange, it should be orange-ish.
You should put a couple kids in the front.
And sure, if they want to go live. Hi. Okay. think my dark is there. Now I just need to make a lighter version. And see, I have to make it very bright where the sun's hitting it. So I don't have to make a lot of it, I just need to make a little bit of it because there's not a lot to cover for that part. Just right up here. And I think maybe a little bit, add a little bit more color to it. It's a little bright. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. And that color goes right in there too. There's that, and then I gotta paint a little bit of that color here. There. Alright, so I gotta begin to remind myself that my stroke while doing this needs to be horizontally. Oops. So I gotta be careful because then I'm gonna come in here and do stuff like this. Then this color is the color I'm gonna use behind the trees and all that. And there'll be another variation, but I'm not gonna put that in there until I get it like painted. I'll while it's still wet. While it's still wet, I can still change colors, or light, even if it dried, it didn't matter. You can do a glaze or what's called a wash as well, and glaze right over the top of another color, changing its hue or making it darker or whatnot. And that happens after some wet or dry. All right. All right, I still gotta, I painted this side of the house just one color, and I'm gonna go define that later on with shaded colors. But what I gotta do is establish the main color ones, the ones that are facing the sun and different things like that, so that I'm being vigilant of my light sources and where they need to be. So I added just a little bit more white right on top of that, right there. There's no need to remix the color or anything like that. That one's a little brighter. I'm actually gonna put, use some of this light stuff here at the bottom and go up this way, leaving some of those strokes on just horizontal, so it gives it that texture. And then, you know, I still have to put a little shadow. There's still, you know, what the sun's causing here is a little bit of darkness right up at the top. So I'm just gonna put that in there quickly and not worry about it too much. I'm gonna put some here. Okay, so now I'm over to this other side, and this other side needs the same thing. Needs like a little bit of a darker version of that brown, just to give it a little bit more of a shadow. And that's easy to do, like I said. See, just go right over. Acrylics are really forgiving, and you're just doing hints. You know, I'm not gonna cover everything I just did. It'd be silly of me. I'm using it to my advantage. I'm actually leaving the color behind so that it gives me the ability to do some textures. And then I'll even do a darker one just to give it a little bit more depth. Right there. See that? That's one, I'm leaving that. Heck, I'm not going to touch it. You know, and then I'll do another one right over here on the edge. And then maybe I go backwards with it and go light so it mixes into dark. And then same thing here, and then same thing here. And then I think I'm seeing maybe it needs a little bit of definition there. And texture. This one here, this side here, and then I need the dark go back over here and put that back in. So these, I've cropped my windows nicely. I think those will work, and I just want to make sure I don't leave any of them out. So I gotta go and touch some of these up here. Shadow that a little bit. So so that's looking good, and now I got to do the bricks here. I'm going to try and paint them. And we got to put some color here behind there. And there. Oops, there. It's going to be a little... So I'm putting that in, and then I'm going to put some of this window in here. Get that in there, and I'm going to come back with the trim color, which is that green, forest green I think it is. And then I'll go there and there for that. And then I'm going to put a little bit of highlight here, give it a little window feature, dab it off, subtle, yeah, there we go. And boom. And then I'm going to use some of that alrighty. I just realized that that little thing up at the top that I put in there, probably shouldn't have put it in there when I did. Or when I painted the blue, I probably should have painted right through it, because now we're going to have possibly some color matching issues. We'll see. So I'll put that back in there, but I got to go take a look at it here in a minute. So, okay, so still have a little bit more of this to put in there. Clean that up a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna do this gray color in these windows that I have to put in there. They're all gonna get a little bit of brown because it has yellow in it. Hey, how you guys doing? It's our city guys working today. Out there doing something. Oh, it looks like they're cutting grass. It's a good day to cut grass today, that's for sure. Okay, got those windows there, and I'm gonna go ahead and some of these down here at the bottom, some of these got a little bit of darkness in them because the blinds are up, so I got to do that here. And then this one's got blinds up, and this one too, halfway, and then this is not. This is just dark, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop that in there. Alright, and then paint around those. Then the side lights, oops, those should be darker. It's so nice out right now. It's like the perfect time to be doing this. I am very blessed today. So thank you, Mother Nature, for whoever ordered it. I don't know, maybe somebody. Okay, so now that I have these windows in, I can go ahead and start painting a lot more of these details here. And this brick color needs to go in, like in places that I should be having it in. I gotta do this dark one here. And this one isn't so dark. Start at the bottom and come up with some brighter stuff. That gives it illuminates it like the reflective light. Subtleties are really what really make your eye kind of sometimes go whoa. And like right there, I just put that in, but I'm gonna come in with the darker one from the top. And then, oops, it's a little too dark. Here we go. Still too dark. That's better. And I'm going to blend right into that lighter color down there. A little bit. You can also do stuff like this. Grab a little white and then just rake over wet paint. See that? You got to remember what else I have. I have the bricks to do. So these bricks, okay, putting some charcoal black into this wet side here. the reason for is give it a shadow on this side. And then make this one a little bit brighter. And then we're going to start adding some more colors here in that range. There we go. That in there. So again, with that lighter color for that illumination, you can do it anywhere. Right here by these flowers, I'm just gonna drop it in there. There, done. I mean, it's not that much. It's subtle. It's impressionistic. Is what we're doing. What I'm doing here is just suggestive marks, or putting the paint right in the right place so that, you know, you hint at that possibly could be a brick or whatever, but or the highlight from the flower beds or whatever. Alright, so I'm just gonna keep going here, right up to the top with my, and then this one. And come right down. Here. Alright, so there's brick here, and then there's the brick I just need a little bit of brick color right here. That's good. And then over here. That'll work. And the lighter stuff at the bottom. Then we got to put a shadow here. Brighter color right at the corner here, because the sun is hitting this. Alrighty. Okay. So Jenny. Howdy, Jenny. Okay, so I gotta paint some background stuff, and how I do that is just kind of just put color back there in a way, and then once I got something that I think will pass, I can go ahead and I gotta make sure I get the right colors in there, and so that I can then crop it with all that other stuff that I gotta do, which is little fencing, or the fence, or the railing, I'm sorry, not fence, but the railing up on top. So I think that works. So now I'm going to take my color and put that one in, that one, and that one. Now there's some other details I got to take care of here real quick here in the up on top here, so I'm going to knock those out of the way right now. That way I'm not coming backtracking. Just cleaning some things up, and then I'm going to come back and put some shadows in there after the fact. Okay, so the shadows have to cover everything. If I do the shadow on just the brick, it doesn't go on the window, so I do everything, then I come back. I'll make it a little darker with some other techniques. So I'm going to go ahead and make that green. And it's kind of not a rich green. It's got black and white in it, so it's dull. And it's dark, a little bit dark, grayish anyway. It's a nice color, complements that brick really nice. Okay. that. Do the top of the awning, I think just the top, and put that in there, and that way okay. And then have some of this color here. That looks good. My greens turned out good, and now I'm just going to pop in some details that some dark areas that need to be darkened. And then there's a little it's like a little, I don't know what you call it, a little awning over the top roof. I'm going to put that in there. That gets covered up, and I just have to I gotta put a little highlight here. Good there. Now I just got to put some trim on the windows in front. And then I'll be doing some trees. good. Better than I expected. Now I gotta do these little brick things. The side of the steps. Gotta do a couple of coats here, so I'm just gonna kind of put it in haphazardly, but in line. And then I gotta do, I gotta go ahead and do some concrete here. Concrete's gonna be like a sandy color, so almost there with this part. And then what I'm gonna do is mix a bunch of green, and then we're gonna let some of these details dry, but we're gonna get them mostly in. Sometimes I'll do all the green first or the trees first, but I have to get that house done before I can do most of the trees are in view. So there was no way around that kind of little hiccup. Not a hiccup, but it's just the order. So there's, I'm not gonna put that car in there, but I am gonna put some of that house, the neighbor's house next door. And they have like this purplish foundation that I'm just gonna go ahead and mix really quick. And then we'll line it all out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in this gable end of this house and then just hightail it out of there once I get it in there, and then I'm gonna come and start doing the trees. And then that's good. I'm not gonna do too much more than that. make that green, all the green that we need. Okay, I have a little bit extra to paint here. I forgot that house in the back. So I'm gonna have to search my palette here for some color. There we go. That should do it. There. All right, so okay, time for the green. Get another palette here. Been made, and we're gonna need to tone it all down. So we're gonna put some that's the kind of green you want to be painting for the highlights, because there is some glare on the leaves. So when I do this, it'll start to get covered up. So over here, I'm going to just put trees and bushes and stuff like that. And one of the things I got to do first here is finish mixing my color, because I get ahead of myself. So I need to make plenty of each color, meaning I got my glare color that I'm doing right now, and then I'm going to take some of that color, or that green color, and then I'll make a highlight color, and then we'll make a dark green too as well. So I'm putting a little yellow into this lighter green because white dulls colors, so I still want it to be warm. See that? Okay. I don't want it to be too warm at all, but I do want it to still be in the vicinity of our greens. There we go. All right, lovely.
Make sure you get me in that picture.
You got it.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, so a little water in there, keep them moist, and then I just got to work on my green, dark green. So I'm just going to get some of that regular green, and then I made the dark green. So now I got a dark, a light, add a little moisture to that, and then we'll be in business. Okay, so I got this. Oh no, I don't got this. Oh, I do. I got this round brush here, and it's pretty full of paint. I don't know how that happened, but anyway. So I'm just gonna start. Some of this is pretty solid, but I'm just gonna start adding are. And right up here, these are okay. All right, so at this point, I can start adding, you know, more green. Like for instance, I can add the grass while I'm doing that. While I'm adding the grass, some of this other stuff's drying. I'm gonna go ahead and add the darkest green that I got. I'm just gonna whisk it in there. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not looking for, you know, the texture of grass. This is impressionism painting, so I'm just, when you look at it, it's green. It's grass. It's grass. Green grass. Alright. It's coming in nicely. I really like how this is turning out. Right up into there. I like the way that looks. Alright, so I gotta take some of this dark brown color I made earlier and make more, not more of it, make another color, but I'm gonna use it, and the color's gotta change, and it's the tree color. It's the color of that tree, the bark. Now, I think I'm gonna need some more black. Okay, so we're having a great deal of difficulty with internet, so okay. That's a big tree up there, man. Yikes. So we got these branches that come way over here behind that chimney and all that. The internet is giving me a hassle. I mean, I don't know how else to make this work better, but you know, that stinks. It was working great, and all of a sudden, bad. It's probably not even.
It was streaming when I was on.
Really? Okay. So. Alrighty then, so now I'll put a little bit more of this color on there. Yeah. This is going in I like it. I like the way these look. Just gotta get this up here. Take it easy, Jim.
How you doing, Hugo?
Hey, Chris. Huh?
And all the colors up there look great.
The trees are just, yeah.
It's really awesome.
Did you drive that all the way out here?
Yeah.
Wow. You like to drive.
Huh?
You must like to drive.
Yeah.
And yep, there's some pinks in there. A bunch of purple. And we gotta get some more greens in there though.
What's your whole setup doing?
It's we're live streaming.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
is it up yet? No?
What are you streaming on?
I didn't like it.
Nope, but you did it.
It's kind of just wrapping it up here, almost done. And just got to put this flower bed here, and this.
Flower bed around the tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the last things I was going to be putting on here. And then detailing this tree a little bit. Oh, there it is.
So, you know. Of course, it's not so fast because there's a lot more people going into DC.
Right, I imagine.
But the
that
distance is about the same.
Yeah.
It just takes longer because there's a lot more traffic.
Really cool picture. From this side of that fountain with the water tower in the background. Like, I don't have it here, but
Oh.
it's I'm trying to pull this off.
Oh, yeah. No.
But if you stand on this side of the fountain,